Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? It's Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Today's Wednesday, March 31st, 2010. Today is March 31st, 2010. If you didn't catch that, I am stuttering all over the place. But I'm just excited, as always, just to be doing these videos, and hopefully they're helping you out. But if this is your first time, then I'm going to encourage you to click on the link right above this video that says if this is your first time visiting this blog, read this first. If you click that link, it's going to give you a page that has the rules to the system, and you're definitely going to want to go ahead and read that and get yourself familiar with the rules, because in these videos I don't really talk about the exact rules of the system. More or less I just talk about the application of it in the market. So go ahead and do that, get yourself familiar, and once you do that, come back and join us, and these videos are going to make a lot more sense, because otherwise you'll just be lost and you'll waste about 10 minutes. So just kind of my disclaimer there. But for those of you who aren't new to these things, welcome back. Hope these videos are helping you each and every day. I'm just going to jump right into it because I don't have much time. And I have opened my 15-minute, my 4-hour chart for the cable. Of course, like always, I'm going to open up my 4-hour chart first so we can determine our trend. And you can see our most recent trend change candle was back on the 28th for an uptrend. And since then, since the start of our day, we didn't have any new trend change candles. Therefore, our trend was still up. And at the start of our day, we were only looking for long trades. Now, if I move my chart forward through today's action, you can see no new trend change candles were formed during our trading time. Therefore, the trend was still up, and we only looked for long trades the entire day. All right, so again, nice long uptrend here. Pretty easy when it comes to determining the trend when things are going smoothly. So now I'm on my 15-minute chart, and I'm going to move this to before midnight so you can see what it looks like. And move it back right there. Okay, so that's the 11:45 candle right there. All right, so before I start my trading, I want to take a look at my news events for the day. So you can go to babypips.com, click on the Tools tab, and it's going to automatically give you the news events for the day. And just double check it. You know, today is the 31st, so that's correct. And then make sure this drop-down bar under the time zone is correct, because you do want to have the correct times for the news, because that's what we're looking for here. We want to know when news comes out so that we're not in the market when it does come out. All right, and we're looking for news that affects either the UK or the US, because that's the currency pair we're trading. So I'm just going to look under currency and scroll down, and I see that at 7 a.m. I have this US MBA mortgage applications. That's not really a big deal, so I'm not really going to worry about it. However, at 8:15, another U.S. report, which is the ADP employment change. I will mark that. As I continue to move down, 9:45, I have the Chicago PMI. So I will mark that as well. And then finally at 10, we have factory orders for the U.S. as well. So 3 U.S. reports today at 8:15, 9:45, and 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I'm just jotting that down in a notepad. You can do the same thing or set an alert or an alarm just to let you know when these news events are coming out, because you don't want to be in the market when they do come out. All right, so now that I have my news events handy and I know that I'm only looking for long trades, I can begin my day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my chart forward one candle at a time and give you my thought process along the way. And the goal here is to minimize the discrepancies between what you're seeing and what I'm seeing. That way you know that you're trading the system correctly. All right, and that doesn't mean that you have to take the exact same trades I do or that everything is exact. But at least if you start seeing them the way that I see them, then you have a good foundation of the system, and then you can start to maybe tweak it to fit your trading style or alter, a few things if you think something might work better. It's really not to give you just a bunch of trades, but to help you in your thinking when it comes to applying a trading system to the market. Now, this will work if you trade it according to the rules, but again, it's really meant to inspire you and to help you create and think of something on your own. Okay, so now I'm going to move forward, and as I move forward, from the very get-go, I get a crossover at 12:15. Now RSI is above 50. MACD was negative from the previous candle and was gaining value. However, if you look at stochastics, they're still trending down here. They didn't cross up. They weren't trending up. So all 3 indicators have to match up, and in this case, stochastics didn't line up. So no entry here. And then you can see as it moves forward, again, nothing going on there. So no entry on that one because stochastics did not line up. All right, so now I'm paying close attention because we've seen this retracement here at 2 a.m., this purple candle. So now there's a higher probability that we'll see a crossover to the upside, and that's what we're looking for. That would be the first indication. And here we get one, a sharp move to the upside at 3:30. RSI is above 50. This time stochastics are trending up. And MACD was negative on the previous candle and went to positive on this candle. So this makes this a valid entry candle. There's no news around this time. Our first news event isn't until 8:15. So we have plenty of time here. So that's okay. So this is okay to enter here. You want to enter at the close of the candle or as close to it as possible. In this case, it's 50.93. Our stop will be at the most recent swing low at 50.42. Now, 93, that means our nearest 0.50 level is at 5100. That's only 7 pips without even including the spread, so that's not that much. So in this case, I want to go for the same amount of pips I'm risking on the trade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my entry, which is 50.93, subtract it from my stop at 50.42, and I get a difference of 51 pips. So I'm going to go for 51 pips in this case, and to do that, I just add 51 to my entry, which is again at 50.93. I get a target at 51.44. Okay, so that is my initial target. All right, so now I can let my trade just progress, and I'll just continue to watch it. And you can see that right here, it gets very close to getting our target. It actually gets to 41.53. If I extend it, you can see it doesn't quite get up there, but it does get pretty close. On some of your brokerage, maybe it did hit. On mine, it didn't quite, so I'm still watching it. And then in the very next candle, it does end up breaking through. But again, it doesn't make a clean break. It ends up closing right at 51.44. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and exit right at the close of the candle, which is right at my target, 51.44. And so it's a pretty good win, and I'm satisfied. And I just marked that in the books, and then just continue to watch the market. And you can see that it did move up a little bit more, but then it eventually does start to retrace back down. All right, so I just marked that in the books, and I'm continuing to watch it. It's 8 o'clock now. 8:15 news is about to come out. There's 8:15. I'm still watching the market. Again, here's 9:15. I know news is coming on at 9:45. There's 9:45. And then I know news is coming on at 10. There's 10 o'clock. And after that, that's my last news event, so I don't have any more news after that point. Now, I do get another crossover right here. This is at 10:45. RSI is above 50. Stochastics are trending up. MACD was negative on the previous candle and is gaining on this candle, so this is a valid entry. So you can go ahead and enter at the close of the candle, which is at 51.68. All right. Our stop will be at the most recent swing low, which is at 51.18. And the nearest 0.50 level is at 50.200. So that gives us about 32 pips of potential profit, which is pretty good. So we can leave it at that. Now, since it is this entry is around 11 o'clock, our trading session ends at noon. So if I happen to be in the trade still at noon, then I will use my discretion to exit. Because market volume does tend to die down. So I will just exit when I feel best, when I can lock in some profits, or if I can save myself some pips, depending on what happens. But I'm just thinking in my head that since it's late in the day, if it goes past noon, then I'm just going to exit at my discretion. All right, so I continue to watch it. There's 11:15, 11:30, 11:45. Okay, so it's this candle closes at noon. It does seem to be moving up, and I'm about 13 pips away from my profit. So I will probably hold it on another few candles, maybe to 12:30 here, depending on what happens. And I'm just going to hold it. And the very next candle, it does spike up to 5200. Now, because it is past noon, I know that I'm not going to hold on to my trade or try to grab more pips. So right when it gets to 5200, I'm taking out my profit because it's past noon already. So I'm pretty happy that my target does get hit. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and exit and take my final profit. And that's exactly what I did. I just went ahead and exited right at 5200. So I got my full target there, and that pretty much ended my day. So I'm just marking that in the books again as another win. But that's pretty much it. I mean, we got 2 trades, 2 wins. It was a nice day. But if you have any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to ask in the blog or in the forums, and I'll try my best to answer them as best as possible. But that's it for today's update, and I will see you all on the next one. Cowabunga, dude.